So I would like to introduce myself as Sachin Murgunde, and I have been a software developer at heart, and I've been leading this team of innovators for last 20 years. And I thank you so much. Thank you, Amaya. Thank you, TEDx, for inviting me and letting me share my story. So I am here to share my journey of entrepreneurship for last 20 years and how innovation has helped me in every step of my life. All right. So I will begin with my education. So I am a computer science graduate from Pune University. You might be knowing Vadiyas. So I am graduated from that institute. After completing my graduation in computer science engineering, I joined startup. I worked over there for 5 years, and in a technology which was Symbian C++. Back in those days, it was the most complicated framework, if you would have to say it that way. Just to have a prompt of "Hello World" on your mobile screen, framework would provide you at least 20 different files that were compiled. So it was started in a very different way. Symbian, in its third edition, decided that any application that would be installed on the phone will be signed. Even though it is self-signed, it would be a signed application which would be installed. And we had 5 forum champions in our company. And everyone went ahead to the owner, to the CEO, saying we would need a 50 lakh software, 50 lakh rupees worth of software to compile a build which would be signed and then installed. I come from a Java background. I used to do Java coding back then. I went on a Friday night in the office, locked the office from inside, read the basic SDK, help files of the SDK, and started doing things one at a time. And Monday morning, when the CEO entered, I had this application installed on the phone without that 50 lakh rupees software. And from Java, I had now a team of 5 forum champions working under me from the next day itself, and that's how my journey with Symbian started. So I worked over there for 5 good years, and one fortunate day, I was out of job, and I was jobless for almost 2 to 3 months, and that's when I decided, let me try what this entrepreneurship is. And that's when the journey started. So when I was exploring what to do, how to do, I came across this idea, let me work on my strength. So I was a Symbian developer. There was only one Symbian certification company in Pune called SoftSpin, which was run by late Vinay Sathe. He is no more with us. I gave him a curricular, which was for Symbian development for students who are pursuing their engineering. So we would have 3-point agenda for them, train them in Symbian technology, help them complete the project, and create a project report which is relevant to them and relevant to industry. And that's how the journey started. I trained almost 500 engineers in that 1 year that helped me raise the capital. Good part, I booked seat for 4 developers in the very same institute, paid a nominal rent, and that's how I recruited my colleagues, whom I say as my support system, and my journey to entrepreneurship was started. So this was the first challenge, how to raise the capital and what to do, which was done through this thought process that let me work on my skill set of training people and start the journey. Second problem came up, how do I recruit people? Where do I find them? So the challenge was, no one would want to join a startup which is cash trap, which is not known to others. How do I do that? So I went ahead in identifying people who would have faith in me and who have confidence in themselves. The approach was very simple. Let's not find guys who knows XYZ which are needed to me, but let's find guys who are eligible. We trained almost 400 engineers in that 1 year time, and we raised the capital that was needed. We had the space. Now how do we recruit? So we found people who experienced guys, hiring experienced guys on full-time basis was not an option. So we went ahead and identified freshers So the strategy was, give them set of questions beforehand, before coming to interview, ask them to be prepared about it. I was a core C++ developer, so I knew how to navigate the technical course from those 3 points. So I asked them a couple of questions related to pure virtual, related to factory methods, related to creating asynchronous calls and all of it. So I used to give them tests offline before they coming for the interview. And then this used to happen 3-4 times. I used to check them whether they have confidence in themselves to come back again, whether they are giving up on the tasks that I have allocated to them, and the approach. So it was a very different approach to identify candidates. Language or communication is a different thing. I can do the communication. I don't want people who would be extremely good at communication. I want their knowledge to be good. I want the quality that they will learn new things and adapt to change. I found amazing team members who were really hardworking. Most of them stayed with me for minimum 4 to 5 years, the initial lot. I had a lot of partners who stayed with me for good 10 years, and that was the building block which helped us move forward. The next stage was, how do we scale? For that, we needed a space. So there was a space which was 13,000 square feet in area. We didn't have the capital, of course, to buy the entire 13,000 square feet of space. So we went ahead to the owner and told him that if we could split your space in 4 different offices, get it government recognized so that you can make a sale deed of each individual space, can you offer me a 40% discount on the costing? He readily agreed, because that entire 13,000 was not being sold out very easily, and identifying a buyer for this big office was not possible. We struggled for 6 months. We created new blueprints, we identified the architecture, space designers who would help us in evaluating if the building has the strength enough to build the walls in between the straight floor plate of 13,000 square feet. We approached civil engineers, we approached the municipal corporation, created a new file which was needed for repassing the entire building. We repassed, created 4 different floors out of it, and we were having our own floor of 150 people to work and to scale. So that was my journey, starting from education, having innovative ideas and approach towards complex problems and moving forward. So that's how the journey began. Now every one of us know honeybees, right? For us, they are pure, they are love. It is a symbol of prosperity, it is a symbol of health for all of us, right? But along with that, it is also has certain qualities. One is they are very resilient. They can thrive in any environment. They are very innovative when it comes to how they will grow, right? Second quality is they are very good at collaboration. Every one of them know what, when and how each one of them have to do, right? And third thing, they are very efficient at what they do. So we came up with this name called Apisdor. Now the biggest honeybee in India, the name of the honeybee is Apisdor Sata. Okay, and that's what the name of the company is, Apisdor, Apisdor, which happens to be the biggest honeybee in India. And the qualities which forms the core value of our organization is innovation, excellence, and collaboration. That's how we move. What we do, we are a boutique software house providing solutions in AI, in digital solutions, AR, VR, gaming, and simulators. So we work with defense, like Indian Navy. We work with metros, Delhi metros, to create real-life simulators which span for 45 kilometers or different tracks of 33, 45, or 100 kilometers, where a real-life training is provided to metro drivers, or creating SLMs for Indian navies which would coordinate between Delhi, Hyderabad, and Vizag for procurement, installation, design, and all of it. Further, we also work on innovative projects which are related to productivity improvement for an organization. But beyond that, there is one thing which is very close to us, which we are working on very recently. We are working on an AI model, not a model, but an AI tool which will help tuberculosis to be identified through AI. So what we do is we have collaborated with agencies in India who work with underdeveloped countries. Over there, bunch of X-ray images are being sent out. We collect those images and then those are scanned through AI tools to identify if the person is suffering through tuberculosis. Right now, in 2020, the statistics were there were at least 10 million patients who were suffering from tuberculosis, of which 1.5 million expired because of it. The rate for tuberculosis in HIV patient is very high, and that is where tools like ours are becoming very handy, where X-rays are uploaded into the system and then our AI model bifurcates them into how each patient is suffering from tuberculosis or if it is a normal patient. Further to that, these X-ray models are being trained or getting trained to identify different diseases such as pneumonia or other things. So that is how we are always at the forefront of innovation, trying to work on technologies which are relevant to individuals, which are relevant to the society, trying to make an impact from real life case studies. How do we keep ourselves innovative or trying to do new things is by three approaches. One, investing in frameworks or in tools which are real life, which are trying to solve real life problem. One is having a urban tech kind of a product for smart cities where continuous monitoring, surveillance for loitering, unclaimed baggages or theft or fights or riot breakouts, those kind of solutions we have them. We also have medical solutions such as this tuberculosis or pneumonia or other diseases through X-rays. That is what we are working. Then we have AI solutions which are relevant to screening and identifying right fitment for the organizations. And along with that, beyond this, we work and collaborate with companies, India and overseas. We have our offices in the United States and in Luxembourg. We are partnered with space agency, not space agency, but a space tech company in UK, with whom we collaborate towards capturing satellite images, refining them, and working towards urban populations perspective, like generating heat maps, identifying floods or symptoms or conditions around those flood areas. For agri-tech, we are using this technology. So basically, images which are taken from 100 meters and above through satellites are refined and processed to be mapped at probably 10 meters height. So that is something that we are doing. We are collaborating with companies in India who are collecting X-rays from United Nations, and then we process and then help them make informed decision. So that is how innovation is helping me in everything I do, and it has helped me in everything that I have done till now. I hope this story inspires you, motivates you, that any problem that you might have, there is always an innovative solution towards it. Thank you so much for listening to me, and have a wonderful day.